Hey everybody, Beyond Your TV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Thorton Zoo, our franchise mode zoo in Planet Zoo's beta here. And speaking of, I think we only have like a few days left of the beta. I think it's only 4 days left as of recording this. Sad news bears. Man, I've been having so much fun. I've kind of noticed, compared to those of you that maybe just found me through Planet Zoo, you know, I've played a whole bunch of Planet Coaster, all the way from the pre-release to the alpha to the beta to the you name it. I've been with Planet Coaster since, you know, all of its ups, downs, in-betweens and stuff like that. And I kind of felt this way when I first played Planet Coaster, where I'd be like so excited to come home and I had all these ideas and yada yada. And, you know, near the end of the 2 or 3 years of it being out and thousands of hours later, you know, that kind of weans off after a little bit. You kind of, it almost starts to become work a bit. I mean, I don't want to say that because it's still fun to design and, you know, do theme parks and stuff like that, but after a little bit, you do start to get a little bit of a burnout from, you know, a certain game, a single game there. And even though Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster are both in the Planet series and act, you know, very, very similar in like building and how the peeps look and, you know, just overall aesthetics and stuff, the game itself, Planet Zoo versus Planet Coaster, it's just whether it's just the new hotness or what, but it's really reinvigorated me. And I've gone from, like I said, when I was playing Planet Coaster, kind of I'd do an episode of Coal Creek Park and maybe come back a few days later, a few weeks later, maybe a month or 6 months later, because I'd have no inspiration or will to want to play. This, again, I don't know if it's because the beta's ending in just a few days or, no, it's mainly because it's on my mind all the time. I just really want to play this game. It's really like a lot of fun to go in and, you know, build these habitats and make your guests happy. It's a great game. It's really fun. So, but anyways, enough rambling about that, right? So, but what are we doing today? If you remember from our last episode, we're pretty much picking up right from there where we are building our lion habitat. And this whole area here I took inspiration from, I think it was gonna go, or maybe it did go into the Knoxville Zoo, and I'm not sure where it is. But anyways, it's in the US somewhere. Yeah, there was some design art that I found that was really, really neat. Really liked it a lot, of a lion habitat. Actually, it wasn't just a lion habitat. I'll throw it up here so you can kind of see it, but there was like a the lions were like almost a central hub, and then off of it you had like a giraffe enclosure coming off of it in the upper right hand corner, and then like there was I think it was a meerkat habitat kind of connected right with the lion habitat and stuff like that. So this whole like little African area that I think, again, I think it was the Knoxville Zoo was getting it, or they at least had design art up for the Knoxville Zoo at the time. So yeah, really use that for inspiration there. And I do recommend that to people if you haven't already, for maybe some of you newer Planet series players. I've mentioned this before, but definitely look up concept art. You know, concept art and just general visuals. I mean, I'm on Google all the time looking up stuff. If I'm going into an area like this area here, you'll see in the live portion, I didn't quite get everything recorded that I wanted to in the time lapse here, but we'll go into a live portion to show it off. But like this area here, I knew it was going to be, you know, lions, and I want to get some giraffes and elephants, maybe a savanna. So it's going to be a wild Africa area. So, you know, I kind of went on Google there and kind of typed in like, you know, zoo Africa section, or zoo, you know, buildings, or zoo, you name it, you know, just put, you know, keywords. Remember, Google's all about keywords, right? So find the keyword that you're looking for, which is always, you know, zoo, and then what are you looking for the zoo? Zoo polar bears, zoo, you know, food venue, whatever. And it'll usually come up and go to images, and you'll find a lot of great stuff. You know, it's obviously always awesome to kind of think of something you're on your own and build it, but learning from the Planet series or Planet Coaster, you learn really quick that, you know, while you can make some amazing buildings, it always helps to kind of have a reference image around, just because you end up forgetting certain, you know, little things that need to go in there, that you might be like, oh yeah, duh, I need, you know, rafters, or oh yeah, I need gutters, or, you know, just these little things that you don't think of all the time, and having a little reference image kind of helps there. So this little building here, I really like this idea. This whole stream, or the whole time lapse was done on stream while I was on Mixer there, so I was getting some recommendations from the awesome community. And also, if you'd like to be part of that community, don't forget to check down below in the description. Have a link to my Mixer Mixer account there. I'm live just about whenever I can, which is just about every single day for 2 to 4 hours, give or take, playing a lot of Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, all that fun stuff. So hey, come hang out with us. But yeah, so I'm on there, and this building, originally it was just going to be the regular, just look at the lions. Aren't the lions pretty? Meow. But then someone in, excuse me, in our Mixer chat, they recommended, like, hey, why doesn't this be like an education center? And that's what we were doing just there. As you saw, I put up a crap load of TVs and a bunch of speakers, and we made all the TVs kind of relate back to all the different animals that we had in the park. So you see these at zoos and museums and stuff a lot of times where, you know, there'll just be certain buildings spread around that just have a lot of general information. And like I said, yeah, it's like a habitat center or a education center, whatever you want to call it there. So that's what that is. And then you also get these amazing views. I love the views from inside of that building there with the big glass panes right there overlooking the lion habitat. Turned out really, really nice. And I just wish they will eventually, because there's nothing up there right now really. And guests get a really good view in the right there, pretty much right where you see that donation bin is where a lot of guests kind of congregate even after putting up what I'm about to put up now, which is the staff section. So I hope that after we expand this area out a little bit more, it's going to attract more people up there, because as of right now, maybe you'll get a handful of guests inside that building. I mean, they look awesome when they're in there too, and they always say like, oh, this is the best view in the park, or you know, whatever they say, instead of like, I guess this view of the lion is okay, even though they're standing at a fence that's like 2 feet away from a lion. I guess this view's okay. I hate that thing. It's such a stupid feature. But anyways, yeah, whenever they're in there, they're like, wow, this is an amazing view. So there you go with that. So but yeah, for those of you that didn't hear, I did want to know that today, October 4th, I woke up to a update from Planet Zoo, so I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but there was a bug fix, a big, not big, it was under a gigabyte, but some fixes that came there. I'm just going to rattle off a few of them there, just in case you didn't see it there. And a lot of these fixes are really, really welcomed for a lot of us. So we have further improvements to zookeeping feeding behavior, mitigation against an issue causing finances suddenly drop by large amounts. I know Estan got hit by this last night. He lost like $1 trillion randomly. Vets and mechanics will now remain assigned to research when they go to perform another job or go to the staff center. This is like the biggest one ever, and I mean, I'm over it now because I already researched everything, but man, was that the worst when your vets and mechanics would stop researching and never go back to it. Ugh. Further balancing to breeding, improvements to zookeeper cleaning behavior and cleanliness ratings. Good, because my zookeepers would hardly ever clean habitats. I had to tell them to do it manually, and it was really annoying. Entrance prices are now saved correctly. Thank you. Fix an issue where guests were walking on staff paths. Thank you. Fix an issue whereby path and terrain UI will not open if you have to open them twice in a row beforehand. Oh, interesting. I'll have to try that. Fix an issue when auto-completing transport rides. An issue where decreased animals become stuck in the vet surgery. Oh, deceased animals become stuck in the vet surgery. Fixed an issue leading to marketing campaigns not being able to be canceled, and a bunch of other various crash fixes. So a few of those there that are like my favorite is the entrance price being saved, because that was the worst. Guests walking on staff paths, because they always did that. The cleaning behavior of the zookeepers, and the or was the other one, the vets and mechanics now staying researching. Those right there, I really would have liked the vet research and mechanic research to be one of the first things, but you know, what are you gonna do? So yeah, it's a really, really great update, and it just shows that, you know, they are listening to us all. And they do note there, especially with the finance bug where you would suddenly lose like $1 trillion. If you are still having that issue after seeing this video, or after, you know, just today getting the info, do let Frontier know and send them your park file. You can do that on if you go on Google and type in Frontier issue tracker, it'll bring you to the site that you need to for their issue tracking for the beta. And definitely let them know so they can get that ironed out. That's what the beta's for, right? So, but yeah, we are rapidly coming up to the end of the time lapse here. And yeah, like I said, it kind of cut off a little bit short, so we are going to go into a live section. So I'll let y'all kind of enjoy the rest of the time lapse that we do have. And when, yeah, in just a few minutes, I'll see you in the park there. So enjoy the rest of the time lapse. Alright, so here we are in Thorton Zoo, and as you can see, like I mentioned in the video, there's there's a little bit more done than I was able to get on camera there. Yeah, I accidentally hit the stop recording button in the middle of streaming because I'm a noob. But anyways, you didn't miss too much there, just the entire entrance area. So, but to get your bearings here, we are just to the right of our greenhouse there. If you didn't catch that episode, that was the episode right before this one. Definitely go back and catch that one. Check out our Indian peafowls in there. But yeah, here's our Wild Africa section, and you have our nice lion statues out front. All these trees and stuff, I go into the filter and put in, the Africa and make sure that they all, are kind of like from where the area is for the most part. When we start to get up here a little bit more, I start to transition them back to normal trees. But just like for focal point areas and obviously the habitats, I wanted to make sure that we kind of have the correct trees as you're walking in here. I was just kind of messing around with these overhangs, these modern, I guess, African overhangs, and I started to rotate them, and they look really, really neat when you just kind of rotate them all the way around themselves. So yeah, and kind of get these neat little shade areas here. So, and then these are the India lamps that kind of fit in nicely there. So, yeah, I don't know, just kind of playing around, kind of came out looking kind of neato a little bit, I guess. So, excuse me, sir. But yeah, as you come up this way, get a reveal of the lion habitat. This goes to backstage there. But yeah, this is our lion habitat, as you can hear, I'm sure. So there is the completed lion habitat. I'm trying to remember what y'all saw and didn't see in the, oh, my mail grew up in the time-lapse there, but here it is. I was shocked. One of those two is older than the other and needs to be sold, because one of those was a cub the last time I was in here, and they're going to start fighting. Only need one male. But yeah, here's the entire area there. I just wanted to note this little, I made this little cave system that was blocked out of the view, and they love going back here. This is their little resting and hiding spot, and you have our entrance into our backstage right here as well, which we saw just a little bit earlier. If you go around, see? Bam. But yeah, so you have all your basics functions for a habitat back here, as well as, hello, our veterinary as well, because I was noticing that our only other veterinary clinic or surgery was way at the other end of the park, so it's definitely time to redo that there. So, but yeah, here's our lion habitat. Let's go ahead and get out of there before they don't like us being in there. But yeah, I love how they get up on this rock and everything. It's like our mini pride rock, right? So, but as we walk down this way, I thought that was a box with an animal in it for just a second. I got worried. But you get a bunch of these little nooks and crannies to kind of take a look and stuff, but no one ever goes in them. I don't know. I hope that's kind of addressed a little bit more in the final release, that people don't just congregate at one area, to watch the animals. Looks like there's a lot more people coming back this way, and I think it's because the toilets have power now, so they're coming back here. In here, we're going to be putting tortoises. We're going to be putting our tortoises that have been thrown around this entire series like a cheap thing. Insert here. But yeah, we're going to put tortoises right in here, and I think they'll be a really neat little viewing area. We'll probably get rid of the barrier, because I think that that this little fence that I made here will block them in pretty okay. So might make that null fencing there. So yeah, we'll put them in there, and then yeah, as we come around here, here's that education center that I was talking about before. Oh, looks like we actually have a lot of people coming in here. So yeah, we have that, and then we have our just little pooper, just a little pooper. Oh, did you see the flying lion? They do that every once in a while. When they're on top of this rock, something glitches with them. They kind of fly off the rock every once in a while. But yeah, here's the completed, semi-completed. If I had more time with the beta, I'd take a lot more time and energy to kind of make it look a lot better in here. So, and then we have our little staff room that enters into this habitat here for the turtles. So it's all kind of interconnected there a little bit. So let's go ahead and boop us out of Tegid Cam and give you an overall view here of the area. So there is the entire Wild Africa section so far, and as you can see, I don't know if you could notice when we were going up there, but it does go up. I did raise this entire area up because I didn't want it when you're going here, if it was just flat, this little view right here, you just be able to see straight into the lion exhibit or the habitat or whatever. So if you raise it up just slightly, and what I did is just took a wall piece, a 4-meter wall piece, and put it down, and then made this 4 meters. So that's 4 meters up. Use wall pieces if you want, but yeah, just bring it up just a little bit, and a little bit of elevation does a heck of a lot there. So, but future plans, because we are not done with this area. Wild Africa does not just include our lions, but they are pretty much the main attraction there. I'd expect there. Hold on real quick. We're gonna see if she jumps, if she does the thing. Watch. Oh, I love it. Love the flying lions. It's my favorite thing. Oh gosh, that's so funny. But yeah, so the rest of the area, as you can see, we've already started to expand it out a little bit. We're going to do another habitat here and another one over this way. We'll probably have to expand it out. So these 2 areas will finish this out, maybe over here too. But we're going to do elephants, and then we're going to do a savanna. So the elephants are going to get their own area, and then the savanna is going to include, you know, like giraffes and springbok and just all these different ostriches, different things that we can get our hands on. As long as I can afford it, man, people are still being there was like one day, or I got on at the right time, when people were being really cool on the market, but it seems to have gone back up. I can't find any affordable giraffes or anything like that who they got in a fight. So hey, if you're listening to this and you would like to see me oh, good dump, that's a good poop, see me build like out the savanna and stuff, and want to give me some cheap-ish animals, message me on Discord or Twitter. Let me know if you'd like to sell me some cheaper animals. I do have, you know, I definitely have some conservation points saved up, but I have about 800, so I could get like animal. So yeah, let me know if you want to sell some for cheap, and then I can build out the rest of the area there. So awesome. Hey, thanks so much, everyone. We'll rotate the camera around. Looks like it's nap time for the lions. So, but hey, thanks so much. If this is your first time hanging out with us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button there, so you can stay up to date with all the latest Planet Zoo videos and everything there. And also hit the like button. Helps out the channel, helps out the video a whole bunch. So yeah, and I always appreciate it. So thanks so much, everyone. And until the next episode of Thorton Zoo in our Planet Zoo franchise mode, have a good one.